Yo, VIPs. Matter of fact, Lo, you bring this shit in.
Yo,
for the real VIPs out here.
Raphael,
Bring it in. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Raphael, what up, bro? Anyon, lo imnida.
What's up, Raphael? You good?
What's up, Raphael? I'm Curtis.
Listen, man, shout out to all the VIP redeemers we got. This is our 4th video from the one and only rock stars of K-pop, kings of K-pop as they call it, Big Bang. Mm-hmm. This is their most recent comeback, Still Life. Mm-hmm. Let's check it out.
Yeah, because Raphael, they wanted us, this is their newest comeback. This is like 2 months old.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sure.
He wanted us to watch the joint where they was reacting to themselves watching. I was like, bro, we ain't watched the video yet. Like, you know what I mean? So let's kind of watch the video, and you know, I'm glad outside of you, more people are requesting like Big Bang. Absolutely. And I just, you know,
I think some people was skcared.
Yeah, nah, you gotta show your idols love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just,
you know me. You gotta show the old school some love. Old school.
Old school.
Some love. Yeah, let's get into Still Life. All right. Taeyang. They song.
I like the shaggy dog look. It's like
Kwanji Youngie.
철없이 철지나 철 들지 못해 철부지에 철 그러지 오래 먼지 비발디 차이콥스키 오늘의 세계를 마시게 마시네 모르네 저 화면만 바라보고서 잘 지내고 있어 떠난 사람 또 나타난 사람 머리 위점 세상 나도 내린 감에 아마존 지난 밤에 철만 잡고 목숨 맞춰 달려
Not chilling on the moon.
목숨 변하는 것보다는 더욱더 좋은 사람 더욱더 더 나은 사람 더욱더 아침을 숨막고
the rapping and the switch it up. Shit. It's a good color. Like Trunks. Midsummer's Night Dream.
Superimposed. That color fade effect.
Shit.
Big Bang.
Can't end with that fire.
For the most, like I said, this is their first comeback as a group since 2016. Because they all went into the military right after that. But they pretty much went in at the height of their powers and everything like that, on top of the world and shit. And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna give the story up too much with, you know, just everything that went on with them. But like, second gen was different. And they were the epitome of how different it was, because if you watch, like I said, their older videos and stuff like that, you see them out and about. It's a lot of women in their videos. You see them partying, just kind of, they was living that life.
Yeah, I classify them almost as like just, and I know people may hate that, like just almost just rock stars, not idols. Mm-hmm. Just kind of living like rock stars. My bias in the group is Top, and that's because literally when Cheyenne and them in like 06, 07 was listening to stuff, it was primarily through him and a couple of Big Bang tracks and stuff. That's how much power that group had, that they still were kind of dipping over here when, you know, my folks weren't even really checking for K-pop, but it kind of just leaked over here. So that feels like their whole persona is kind of just like rock stars, and just when they meet up, it's a celebration almost of just praising legends almost, you know what I mean?
No, definitely. And I from what I got from this song, because it's not the first time that I heard it, this is the first time that I watched the video in full and everything like that. Well, first you kind of see with Taeyong, my vocal bias right here, he's the main vocalist of the group. You see the Psalms verse behind it. He's a devout Catholic, which I didn't know how big like Christianity was over there.
You either walk through the valley of the shadow.
Hey,
it's a time and place.
Always a time for it. But no, you see the I think that was Psalms 3:16 if I'm not mistaken. It'll come back. But you see the verse back there, and not to mention you see the spring. He's on the boat. All of them are pretty much representing different times of the year, different seasons of the year, and everything like that. His birthday is in the spring. He's a Taurus. Jiyoung, G-Dragon, he's summer. He's a Leo. His birthday is in the summer. Top is actually a fall baby, but he represents the winter, the cold, desolate winter. And Daesung's birthday is in spring as well. But I guess he was like partially fall, because he walked inside, and you see how kind of gloomy and dark it was when he goes in. But anyway, with the song, I took the song as kind of just talking about the old days, kind of how things were before, because Elephant in the Room, they did have a fifth member, Seungri, but of course Seungri got in trouble with it, you know, had a massive scandal that rocked the K-pop world and everything like that, and they had to cut. He retired from music and everything, and I think he's in jail right now, or he's getting sentenced, or the military, one or the other. And, you know, they kind of had to cut ties and everything like that. And no matter what someone does, it's always kind of hard kind of moving on after that, and your new identity, because
it's hard to cut your folks off if they was on bullshit.
Yeah, and just even with that, because like I said, they were a quintet. It was 5 people, and the identity of the group was kind of like this set thing and stuff. And it's not like he was just a slouch. He could sing his ass off too. So it's just moving on, and kind of they were reminiscing about the good old days of, you know, when they were, you know, younger, and, you know, at the kind of like the height. Like I said, this is their first comeback in 6 years, so it's a lot has changed since then. Clearly, in the as big as K-pop is and everything,
music changed,
music
the K-world
changed everything, you know. And you just kind of see them like reflecting on everything that obviously is used under the guise of a relationship, but it's just I feel like it's a good metaphor for just talking about the group and how everything, you know, was, and just looking back and stuff like that. They're all grown men now. Obviously, they're all, you know, 30, like 32 plus or something. Top is the oldest. Then it's Taeyong. Then it's
he killed the visuals.
G-Dragon. Then it's Daesung with the shaggy dog look, as you say. But that's actually part of his brand too, having like bangs over his eyes. Like every time he did that. But Taeyong has a family
thing,
now. Huh? Yeah, but it was funny because I remember when we talked about longevity of groups and breaking up, and, you know, all that stuff like that with other groups. They were a group I was kind of using as an example of kind of things happening and changing, and, you know, it's hard to keep because they debuted 16 years ago. And when you think about that, that's like, wow, that's a long fucking time, you know. So
that's a kid in high school now.
Exactly, like it's kids, and the new K-pop fans were born when they debuted. So it's just that length of time and everything like that. Just coming back, looking at things, you kind of see this as a chill song. It's not no dancing or kind of like raucous kind of thing. Taeyong has a family. G-Dragon, he's doing like a podcast now. He's always been he's a brand ambassador for Chanel and everything. Top, he's no longer with YG as a solo artist, So I don't know if he's interested in doing solo material or anything like that anymore. He's big into art, but he's, you know, kind of just still going to be with the group. But his YG contract ended, he didn't sign a new one. So, you know, I think, you know, you just kind of see them all in a transitional space, and that's
life.
Tying that in, I got that from the song. Oh, it was Psalms 30:11. But yeah, like you said, that's life. So
yeah, and that's almost how I took like a majority of the video and stuff. Like we've talked about on numerous videos about how the seasons can be interpreted as life. Like, you know what I mean? Like the rising and the falling and everything. And I'm pretty sure Kurt's about to give you a nice little beautiful joint too with it. But that's kind of how I took it. And like with Top being on the moon and everything, I just took that as distancing yourself from people or just drifting away from people or being far away from home. And it's a lot of beautiful metaphors and kind of like juxtapose and just, you know what I mean, like beautiful things you kind of can take away from this. A lot of reach bait, if you may call it, on here that you kind of can like dig into. But that's the beauty of K-pop. To me, that's kind of like the most decent thing about doing the reactions that I think are more special in the K world than anywhere else, because everything is almost set up for you to know it's there for a reason. It literally, even the scene being black and white and then turning into like, you know, color after the picture is taken. Anything could be used for a reason for something. Like, you know what I mean? And I love doing reactions because of that, because it'll be 3 different individuals up here watching something and getting 3 totally different things like from it. Even just the different color palettes and the vibes and feels of each like set member and what was going on. Top had to unmask himself after he got his clip off. Yep. Why did he do that? Tell us in the comments. What is life?
Yo, you reached some deep shit right there.
He's like, hey, he was doing some shit now. But nah, I really like this. Like, it's not a download, but this is definitely kind of one of those songs where, for a comeback for seasoned artists, I definitely get this vibe. What I will say, and I'm gonna continue to say it, is that I definitely hear what you're saying, Lo, about people having families and everything else. When you're a talented musician / artist, I feel like that can go on to your 70 or 80 years old.
Oh yeah, the music, you can still make music. It's more so
what's the
type of music and what you're doing. Like I said, you don't see them like dancing and doing kind of like high, grandiose numbers.
Well, certain shit you just don't want to be doing anymore. You don't want to be 35 tomorrow. I'm turning up with my, you know, and it's just like, bro, like
go start a family. Go get some kids, bro.
And if that is someone's lifestyle, then maybe that's contingent on what's going on. Because like you said, if you don't have, if someone is of that age and doesn't have kids and is chilling, then you chilling.
Imagine
shit
if
like
you never hit the
style.
clubs until you was 30. So.
Yeah, it's shit. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It might be situations somebody married early or something happened. You know.
Me. Damn, is this song about love?
Me? But yeah, those is my feelings on it. I definitely bang with this joint. It's not really a download for me. But seasoned artists like this kind of deserve to do whatever they feel like doing. And that goes for anybody in the K world who is years in, who's done their military time, who are, they're pillars in an entire genre. So, you know what I mean? They'll have the freedom to do whatever, and we'll continue to keep showing them love on this channel regardless of who likes it and who doesn't.
What's up, Kurt?
No, I thought this was honestly really good. Definitely one of the more... I have this up pretty high, I would say, because this is a sound I hadn't particularly heard from them, I don't think, or at least not
Everything
to my
else was bang, bang, bang.
Not even necessarily. You know, their debut was very, you know, like the R&B kind of side of it. So I knew they had a lot of sides to it, but their vocalists and everything, just from a music perspective, like they really shine in here. And I thought the writing and the lyrics was beautifully poetic and everything. Lots of, you know, incredible metaphors and things like that. Certainly Midsummer Night's Dream. Keeping with the whole fairy tale aspect, like it's like a dystopia almost, like it's something that's presented in a grandiose kind of way, but it's something that's ultimately fake or like you're latching something false onto it. So I thought that was portrayed really beautifully, and they add to that in the video with the hazing effects, the white kind of filters that are glaring over the screen. That's like kind of a superimposing sort of technique to kind of convey like a dream-esque aspect. You see it in, you know, TV and film a lot for sure. Or when the vibrancy is like hyper realistic, because you're literally trying to make it seem like it's like, you know, above what's normal or above what's kind of perceived in that way. So I thought everything like that, definitely in the video, like loving how they all kind of represent different seasons and things like that. I will say Top's verse probably stood out most to me. I love the calm and collectedness of it, yet the emotion kind of behind everything he was saying, and kind of like it's kind of hard to be in a place where you're talking about something that's more regretful or more kind of like you're turning like the other cheek to it, almost like you're in that space of moving on, and you can come across tone wise as a little apathetic in that sense. But I thought the way he flowed through that verse, he never felt like he was disinterested, even though the subject matter is a little bit about kind of getting to that point. So I thought that just artistically, that's a really hard balance to strike, where you don't sound lazy perhaps in your verse, and I definitely don't think he did at all. But then even everything that he had said in it about, you know, kind of just I'm burying my past sort of in that area, and literally, you know, him being on a winter kind of moon almost, like it was like shot from the perspective as though it's a moon, but it's clearly like some sort of winter I don't want to say like a tundra, I guess, but literally, you know, as Nick had said, you know, distancing yourself from everyone in the world and kind of going in that state of isolation, even hibernation, if you will, as far as, you know, bears, things of that nature for sure. And then the spring aspects for sure I thought were done really well. The literal wreck ship, you're literally shipwrecked. But then the flowers are still growing on the ruins of the ship, which I would assume would be the spring aspect of it, literally growth from death or
rebirth.
Yeah. Rebirth, absolutely. But the fact that it wasn't growing on like soil, it was growing on, you know, like wood planks. Definitely something beautiful and poetic about that for sure. I loved just another aspect with the lyricism was at one point it was like kind of hearts that are stained red but bruised blue. And I thought the whole red and blue wordplay, as far as, you know, because blood is technically blue when it's inside of you.
Until it hits.
Until it comes, literally breaks through you. So I just thought, you know, artistically that was beautifully presented as well. Ultimately, the funny thing is, I know it's life, like the song is, you know, about life and everything like that. I love how they kind of started in the beginning with the 4 seasons and no reasons sort of thing. I thought that was kind of, you know, a good sort of... like it was a good depressing sort of metaphor to kind of linger to everything. But the funny thing is, even at the end, they kind of juxtapose from the superimposedness of it, the hazy effects of you know, the dystopia, and they fade it right to monochromatic black and white. So I thought that was really telling in the sense of because at one point, I forget who it was, the one with the dyed rainbow hair.
That's G-Dragon.
G-Dragon, okay. I didn't recognize the look per se, but he had said something, and I forget who he mentioned, but he mentioned a name, and I could be completely wrong, but I believe that was the name of an artist, like a painter or something like that. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But the funny thing is the eccentricness of the colors, but then to fade that at the very end, draining it of color, it kind of made me think of the whole life as a painting, and it's what you put onto it.
Tchaikovsky or
yes.
Vivaldi?
Yes. So it kind of made me feel like the life is a painting sort of thing. It's black and white, but it's what you kind of bring to it, what you put onto it. The 4 seasons, no reasons. So nonetheless, I just thought that was beautifully artistic. And then their vocals that were shining through the whole time here, like it was just a side of them I hadn't seen before. So I definitely hold this in a really high regard. Beautifully shot video, incredible versatility from the group, and all in all, just it really opens a whole new lane of content that I'm eager to get into.
Yeah. So other than that, this was a dope joint. Definitely can't wait to jump into some more of their content. Like I said, they're legends on here. Definitely got to start showing a lot more love to some other second gen members. So jump in the comments, tell us what other Big Bang tracks we need to be jumping into. Other than that, VIPs, we're gonna holler at y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.